Hi, this is Don, and I'm an old school kind of guy. Now today I want to talk to you about nano tanks. Nano is a Latin word that means it's too small for me. We didn't have nano tanks in the old days. Some people call them even a 10-gallon nano tank. Usually they're talking about something smaller. And back in the old days we called 10 gallons affordable. But I think nano tanks are a good idea for everyone to have. And I'm thinking of a 1 gallon to a 2.5 gallon fish tank. Maybe a 5 gallon, but I'm not talking about a bare bottom tank. I'm talking about a tank that's got some substrate, it's got some fish, it's got some plants, maybe it's got a little bit of hardscape in there. And here's why I think nano tanks are a good idea. These days everyone's dependent on technology and whatever else. Back in the old days, we didn't have all the knowledge and we didn't have all the equipment, and we had to understand our fish tanks. Well, that's what nano tanks give you. In order to have a nano tank and keep it fresh, keep the fish alive, get the plants growing, you have to understand heaters. You can't just throw any old heater in a nano tank. You got a big tank, you can throw 2 or 3 heaters in there and who cares? Nano tank, you can fry your fish if you got too big. Heat fluctuations can be extreme. Nano tank, you can't have, I usually over filter my aquariums. You can't do that with a nano tank because it'll knock your fish around. Nano tanks, you have to understand how much light to give because you don't have much room between plants growing and algae growing. That line is a very fine line. You can't overfeed in a nano tank. You cannot overfeed in a nano tank unless you're going to do a water change every day. Now, personally, I tend to overfeed because I have corridors in almost every tank, and they like the extra food that gets down to them. Plus, I have a lot of plants in most of my tanks, and the plants like all that extra nutrient. I don't use a lot of fertilizer, so I tend to overfeed. Now, you can't do that in a nano tank. See, a nano tank's going to make you understand what's going on in your fish tank. Then with your bigger tanks, yeah, you get more slack. It makes it a little easier. But you still got to follow the same principles. So nano tanks, I think, are a great idea. I challenge you. If you've never done a small tank, a 1 gallon to a 2.5 gallon, I wouldn't recommend smaller, and I don't think bigger is as much of a challenge. Put together a nano tank with plants and fish and see what it does after 1 year. You're going to have to learn your fish and your plants and how to maintain them. And you know what? You might just find out it can be fun. So go have some fun. Bye.